Welcome everybody to this podcast, and as you can see I will use my webcam from now on, I think, if this works well. But we're going to talk to Big Skillet once again. Now this is almost a year later since the last time we had it on the podcast. We had the Who is Big Skillet podcast. Now we're gonna talk about Ivekos, we're gonna talk about his channel, how he's doing, we're gonna talk about his giveaway on a carrier, and of course some Diablo Immortal, maybe some EVE Online a little bit. We're gonna go over a few things that we did back in the past before, and we are gonna just have a great time. So enjoy this, guys, and let's get it rolling. All right, welcome Big Skillet. You are back finally.
Thank you. Yeah, it's long overdue in my opinion. It's been quite a while since we last talked. So thanks for having me again. No
problem. We have both had a lot to do. You got 114 videos right now, and you actually got. I mean, you're monetized now, right?
No.
Oh, you're not?
Unfortunately, nope. I'm still about 900 hours short on the 4,000 hours, so which is fine. I'm not too concerned about that. I still have a ways to go yet, but I'm getting there slowly but surely, right?
Oh yeah. What kind of videos are we gonna watch so you can get your 900 hours?
Probably the longest ones.
All right. Oh, that's fine. That's nice. Well, you got some great content, and I have to tell you, you are doing very good on your thumbnails. I really need help with mine because I don't know anything about it, and but yeah, I really like how you set that up. So
thank you. I really can't take all the credit for that. In February, when I decided to cover Lost Ark, I was looking for, much like when I was starting out in Echoes, I was looking for somebody to watch their content so I can learn more about the game. And I found Legacy Gaming, and Kodiak and Livid are the two guys that have that channel. And I really learned a lot from them. I joined their Discord. I was in some of their satellite guilds. And I really learned a lot by watching him, how he puts together his videos, how he did his thumbnails, and so on and so forth. So I really should give thanks to him for just opening my eyes to a different game and a different way of presenting the information. And we both know that thumbnails are everything. It doesn't matter. Unfortunately, it doesn't matter how good your videos are. If your thumbnail is not very good, nobody's going to watch.
That is so true. I mean, it's all about the click rate, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's tough. It's tough out there.
It sure is. So let's talk about Ivekos. Are you still in Trimark?
I am. I've been in Trimark since beta, and I love it there. I mean, it feels like home, right? Everybody's so nice. They're adults and they act like adults. I know we have our squabbles here and there, just like any family, right? But yeah, for the most part, it's great. It's just such a good group of core guys and girls that have been with us for a long time. That and we keep recruiting the same type of personalities. So it's really great. And I think a lot of that you see through some of these PvP videos with the FCs and whatnot, that they seem very, when I listen to them, they seem overly relaxed. And that's just kind of the people we are. We're just relaxed, kind of older individuals,
Yeah, would you say that the majority in the Alliance is older people, like 35 or 30 or 40?
Yeah, I would say more of at least the people that have been with us for a long time are over 30 for sure. Several of us are in our 40s, and actually I'll be 50 this year. So we definitely have some wisdom, at least in age, in numbers, from that perspective. But yeah, I think the vast majority are 30 years old and older. Now, that's just not to say we don't have younger adults as well, but and we do. But most of them, I feel like, at least the way they act, like, I don't know everybody's age, but everybody acts so mature and just pleasant to be around and nice. They don't, you could tell in their vernacular, right? They're not swearing every other word. That seems to be, for the most part, a younger thing, and I'm sure I succumbed to that when I was younger. And then as you grow up, you change your vernacular, and you realize that, that's not the best way to communicate, and you kind of move on. I feel like that's the group of guys and girls that we have, is just everybody communicates at a nice, easygoing, sort of professional level. Not a lot of drama, which is really good.
That's very nice. That's very nice. Your friend Splinter, is he still playing?
He is. I've known him since pre-Eve Echoes. Him and I played Ark of War together, along with another good friend of mine, Grawl Nefarious. But he's still around. He's still playing pretty much every day for the most part. Weekends are a little tricky, with the family, and they, a lot of vacations and whatnot. But he's been real busy for the last couple months. Though he's still playing, he just hasn't been able to play as much. But yeah, great guy. He QCs most of my videos. I'll send them to him, and because I know I can rely on his honest feedback. And did I miss something? And I always bounce stuff off of him and a couple other folks, other people as well, just to make sure I'm not missing something, or would it be better presented this way? I think it's important when, if you have people you trust, that you can send them the video ahead of time, or the thumbnail, and say, well, what do you think about this? And oftentimes I make changes based on their suggestions or recommendations.
Yeah, I wish I had that. That sounds amazing.
Send it to me. Send it to me. I'll be happy to. Because
oh, really? Do you get time?
I know. Yes, I know how. I know how difficult it is coming up with titles, especially thumbnails. I struggle. Sometimes it takes, not on PvP videos, and it really depends on how long they are, but sometimes I spend more time on the thumbnail than I do the actual video. And most videos take several hours. That last video I put out a few days ago, I had over 4 hours of footage that I squeezed into 10.5 minutes, and I probably had 8 hours in editing.
Was that the Naglafar Dread video?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was a nice one.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, it was a long.
You get some crazy ships, man. I mean, I would like to think myself as pretty rich, but I mean I don't have the liquid disc, so I can't buy all the fancy stuff. I always tend to, should I buy this because this is nice and I really want it, or should I put that into some kind of way to make even more money? And as a father of 4, I tend to never think about myself. So instead of buying the nice stuff, I just put it into, I don't know, for example, like the last time now, I bought all the titanium in Yita. And I was like, yeah.
I saw that. That is an insane amount of titanium you bought, like 2.5 billion or something?
Oh, that was so much more. They stack, they stack in 2.14 billion. Oh, okay. So yeah, I have a couple of stacks. But instead of that, I could bought something nice, but I just don't, maybe I can buy something in the future, like maybe two items. I don't know. So that's kind of how I do it. But it kind of limits me in flying some of the nice stuff that you are flying.
Well, I don't know how many accounts you have. I have technically 6 accounts, of which 2 of them, one's my carrier pilot. He doesn't do anything else but fly the carrier. So, he sits around waiting for opportunities most of the time. Then I have a battleship pilot. And then the other 4 accounts are kind of between frigates and cruisers, and they mine. I mean, I typically, outside the last couple of months, I typically have been mining with 4 characters in HiSec, 40 hours a week, and have been able to build up a fair amount of minerals that way. And that's why I was able to build that second carrier. Not the only reason, of course, but that was the reason why I was able to build that second carrier. a few weeks ago, and I knew I wanted to give it away even before I bought it, or I should say, I built it. I did. I had the court build it for me in exchange for some of the goods, and but I knew I wanted to give it away because it's just kind of the thing I've been doing over the last 6 to 8 months. I like to give away ships and sort of just a thank you, for watching and subscribing. And I know a lot of folks won't get to fly certain ships because they don't have the time to play the game that I can allocate to it, or for whatever the the reason may be. And I think it's a cool way to give back to the community that some of them have been supporting me since Arc of War, and I feel like with the hit that the name has taken over the last year or so, there's been a lot of negative sort of press about the game through, granted, most of it's from us, and rightfully so. I figure this is a good way to shine a positive light on some of the missteps that the developers have made along the way.
Oh yeah, I agree. And you, by the way, talking about giveaways, you have the single biggest giveaway I've ever seen, and I think it's the biggest one in the game, right? It's a carrier.
It may be. I don't know if I haven't really, and I don't know all the channels, but I haven't really seen too many folks, content creators, giving away bigger ships. Giving away a Becarial and a Stradios.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that's the right way of doing it. Is it the right way to give away a carrier, or should I have given away 20 Ashmos? You know what I mean?
I know.
That's what bothers me. That's what keeps me up at night, is wondering does it really make sense to give away such an exorbitant, very expensive ship like this, and I could have helped more people by giving away faction cruisers or maybe 4 or 5 faction battleships. I don't know, but it's kind of a cool thing, and I think most people have the ability to work their way towards a faction battleship and a cruiser. I don't believe most people can get themselves a carrier.
No.
Especially if you only have 1 or 2 accounts.
Yeah, because I had my Christmas giveaway, and I thought, I was thinking pretty much the same way you did. And I was like, am I going to give away one big thing, like the biggest I've ever given away, or maybe 2 of those? Or should I give away smaller stuff to people? And I choose the other way around. I'm not sure if that was better. But I mean, just seeing like, do you want a free carrier? Watch the video. Say something in the comments, like the video, be subscribed. I think it's a good thing. And I mean, to be honest, YouTube is very hard. When I started, I felt like, this is gonna be easy because I didn't know anything about YouTube, but it was very hard. So, I mean, just getting over that limit and getting some help to do that with a giveaway. I mean, everyone is doing giveaways. So I think it's good. I think it's really nice. And I have commented, so I hope that my name is rolling, because then I can actually get myself something nice. You're in there.
I saw.
Yeah.
It's a tough. I agree with you. It's very challenging. I even though I knew I wanted to give away, I wasn't sure it was going to be now versus doing 5 or 6 faction cruisers or a couple faction battleships. Yeah. But I really wanted to give back, but I also wanted to generate some hype for my channel, obviously.
Yeah.
I expected to grow because of it. I didn't necessarily expect to grow as much as I have. I think I've gained over 300 subs, which for me, I was sitting about 950 subs at the time. So I was pretty confident I would go over 1,000. And to actually be really close to 1,300 is very, very surprising, but obviously very, very happy with that. And it just makes me want to do things like this more. I have something else in mind down the road that I want to do, and once we get closer to that, I'll make a video on that as well. But it just feels good. I like, I can't give away $10,000 in money, right? To just random people. I'm not Mr. Beast, right? I can't do that. So this is sort of my, and I can only imagine how he feels when he does it. You can clearly see that he loves doing it and makes him feel good. And it makes me feel good when I give away these things. I get goosebumps, and it's a high, a mental high that sticks with you for a long period of time. And
it sure is.
So that's why I like to do it. And I want to try to do it as often as I can. The last couple of months, obviously, it's been a lot slower. I covered a different game in Lost Ark, which I still love. I haven't really played much in the last couple of weeks. It's, I just wish it was mobile friendly. It's hard to be sitting in front of a PC for 8 hours a day or more for work, and then do it another 3 or 4 hours to play a game. Not having that flexibility to go sit on the couch with a tablet or a phone. It was just, I thought I could get past it, but it's just so difficult for me. I don't know if you have those same challenges or not, but I can't sit in that computer chair for too long anymore.
Yeah, I think I have the same. I mean, obviously I don't sit at the computer at work, so I don't have the same pressure that you do. I never sit down. I always have something to do, and if I don't have something to do, I just find out something. Like I just make something up that I have to do. I'm not sure. I'm not sure why that is actually, but I cannot sit down. I cannot like lay down in a bathtub. Listen to music. It doesn't work. Going to the beach, laying on the beach. Just sunbathing. It's just not gonna happen. I got too many, like, what do you say, ants in my legs or whatever. I just had
ants
to
in the pants.
Ants in the pants. Yeah. So I'm But of course, when I sit down with a telephone or with a tablet and I play Eve Echoes, that's kind of when I relax. And also, like, when I edit my videos, that is also like my time when I can do something for myself, when I don't do the kids or doing the work. So yeah, I get it. Are you flying your like, how many capitals do you have? Do you have 2?
No, well, I have 2 for now, but one of them's going away. I just have the one. I just have the one, and like I said, I took a break for about 3 months. Shortly after, actually, I built it and got the Neo Ray Nanocore. I sort of took a break from the game. I was still logging on and doing some AFK mining or semi-AFK mining, but I wanted to try something new because I didn't want to be a channel that only supported one game. And I started looking around for other games I might like to play, and I saw Lost Ark, and I was watching some of the videos from Kodiak over at Legacy Gaming, and it just looked like such a beautiful game, very similar to your WoW or Diablo style games. And when I actually got in to play, it's absolutely breathtaking. There's anything and everything you want to do in an MMO ARPG like that, you could do in that game. For me, it was just really, I do have a laptop. If I wanted to play on the couch with my laptop, I can. I just don't enjoy it as much as the tablet. But yeah, for me, I just, I'm trying to get away from the computers more and more to the tablet, and that's why I'm so excited for Diablo Immortal. And I know you're excited for it too. So.
Oh yeah.
Oh man.
Oh yeah. But you're gonna beat me to that unless you're going free to play. You're gonna beat me to that because we are gonna go free to play. Me and those people who wanna join. I really disliked Blizzard for a while because how they treated their employees and during the time when they just say they do stuff and they don't listen to the community. So I kind of in the beginning, like, I didn't want to support them at all. And I really didn't look forward to Diablo Immortal because it looked like Diablo 3. But yeah, the more I see about it, like the more I watch now, the better it looks. And yeah, I'm gonna play it. And if there's some way to pay for skins, for appearance, stuff like that, then maybe I should, like, if I like the game, of course I will buy something. But I will not buy anything that will enhance my character. So we're gonna make a guild that have every type of people in it. But then on our Discord, we have a free to play and we have a pay to win category that you can post your stuff like I got this if you're pay to win, or if you're free to play, you can post on the other channels. So it's gonna be amazing. And unless you have a guild or already an idea how to do that, you are welcome to join us as well.
Yeah, actually, I was talking with Damon Zell and Scipio, and Damon Zell is going to start a guild. Oh, right. And so, yeah, I'm going to join up with them, and he's inviting, just like you, anybody that wants to join. I won't be free to play, but I don't plan on spending very much on it until I know it's something I really like. Gotcha. And from what I've seen so far, there's really, I mean, the market has nothing to do with you can't buy or sell gear or anything like that. So I'm curious to see how the real pay to win attributes are going to work, because it seems like it's a very small portion. It pertains to like rifts and things like that you can actually spend money to get things to help you get gear. But I don't know.
Not really.
I like I like the idea.
Win, but yeah,
I like the idea of being able to play on PC if I want to, or tablet. To me, to put out a game in 2022 that doesn't have cross-platform play, it's just silly to me. I don't know why you would want to separate yourself from the whole pool of gamers and only isolate yourself to PC only, or even just mobile only. I don't know why you wouldn't want to bridge those two communities together. To me, it just makes sense. And I am excited that NetEase and Blizzard are doing that. I think this is going to be the game of the year. At least initially, it's going to have, they've already got over 30 million pre-registered users. Now, how many are bots? In theory, it's hard to say, but it doesn't sound like botting in this game necessarily benefits you per se. I don't know. I'm still watching videos on it and still trying to learn, because I didn't get to make any of the beta last year in the US. So but I'm excited. I haven't played Diablo since the original. That was the last game
Diablo
I played. Diablo. Yes. I played Diablo and went into EVE Online. So
sweet.
So I missed 2 and 3. But it, I love that style of game, and I'm pretty confident I'm going to like it. It's just a matter of how much.
Yeah, it's a mindset too, and that is why I go free to play. Because if I put any money in, I have to compare to everyone else who pays money. And what I've heard is that you can pay like $10,000, and you're still not maxed up. You got legendary gems, you got all this enhancing your gear, which demands kind of pay to win. You need to pay for advancing it. And so, I'm gonna try to enjoy it free to play, since you can play the whole game. If you're free to play, there's no boundaries. I'm looking forward to that.
Me too. And I know I'll spend just a little bit, maybe $20-$50, something like that. Just if there's something worthwhile. Like, I haven't seen the monetization schedule for it. I'm sure they'll have a battle pass or something like that.
Oh yeah.
Maybe that's what I'll do. I don't know until I really see it and see how much I'm going to like it, because I don't want to, spend a little bit of money on something and then realize a month later it's just not for me. That just wasted money. But yeah, I'll start out free to play for the first couple of days or week or so to see if it's something that I'm going to enjoy, and then we'll see where it goes from there. But I'm definitely not going to spend a lot of money on it. I'm done doing that on these games. It's especially now, mobile games and even all games have this, to where you pretty much almost spend an infinite amount of money and not be the best.
Yeah.
Like you were saying, like $10,000 may not get you. You may not be an immortal for spending $10,000. And to me, that's a big problem. Like, if you can spend that kind of money and not be the best in the game, then what's the point?
That is true. So getting away from Diablo because the most people want to hear about Eve Echoes. I was just interested since we talked about it.
You can cut all that out.
No, I will not cut it out. I will make a thumbnail that is even more horrible than I've ever done with Diablo and I don't know. Yeah. Okay. But one thing that when I see your videos, I think about myself. Like you and I, we always have the same thing about insurance, that the insurance is the devil and fixing it will solve so many issues. You still think that? Yeah.
Yes. I mean, it's the worst. It really changed this game from a true sandbox game into a developer supported economy.
Yes.
If they switched it, that would be a story change. It would, but the problem is we got 18 months, almost 2 years worth of market, right?
Yeah.
And stockpile buildup. Changing it now, it would take a long time for the market to catch up because there's so much supply. But but the insurance, as much as it's a big part of it, there's one other component that really hasn't received too much coverage, is the fact that nothing is ever destroyed in this game. Unless you destroy it yourself by clicking on destroy, hitting confirm and do it, every time a ship blows up, it's either being dropped and the victor gets the loot, or insurance is claiming the rest. But there's no destruction like in EVE Online.
No, it's not.
And I that's a big problem too. You have to have destruction. 30% of the items on a ship have to be destroyed.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think you couple that with insurance has caused what we see today in the markets. Market's bad.
Yeah. It's really bad. We have the corporation market, which is amazing in my opinion. I just want the corporation market to be able to, so we can open it to other corporations. That would be amazing.
I know. I don't understand. It's such a team game. The alliance is so important, and not to have these structures open to an alliance.
Yeah.
It's just very strange to me. I don't understand the concept. I'm hoping they're going to bring out alliance structures. Maybe that's their big next hook, right? Is they'll come out with alliance structures that'll cost more risk, and then it'll be the way it's supposed to be. But right now, it just doesn't make any sense. I would love to hear the logic from their perspective on why they've done it this way.
Oh yeah, I would love to hear that too. So are you still a Minmatar guy? You still love Minmatar overall?
I do. I like the way the ships look. I think they're the sleekest. They're typically the fastest in their class as far as base speed, and just the damage they do. Typically, the damage, the fighters obviously are a little different with the carrier, but the 3 types of damage that they do is really unique, at least compared to Amar and Galante. Obviously Caldari does all 4, but there's something about them. They hit hard. They're fast. They're durable. I've been a Minmatar fan for a long time. Yeah,
ever since EVE Online, right?
Yes.
Because in EVE Online, you got that, what was it? You got that original blueprint of something.
Yes. Yes. I was, it's really the equivalent of hitting a real life lottery almost.
Oh, yeah.
I was actually, in the second lottery, I got the cap recharger 2 BPO.
Oh, that was it. Yeah.
And after that, it was just free ISK. I mean, they cost like 150,000 ISK to make, and they were selling between 8 to 10 million at the start, maybe around 6-7 million later on. I mean, it was just free ISK. So, but that's the danger. It's going to sound kind of funny, but when you have too much ISK in a game like this, it's not good. And this is one of the reasons why I like to give stuff away like this, because when you get too much in an MMO, you get bored. It's like, what else I'm going to do? And that's what happened with EVE Online. I had everything I wanted. I had every ship that I could ever want. And it just like, well, what am I supposed to do now? PvP was fun, but it wasn't consistent enough all the time. and so that's why I'm really trying to watch how much assets I have, whether they're pure ISK or a combination of that. Anytime I start feeling like I have too much, I usually give something away, whether it's just to court mates that need something. I'm giving away another material to a Trimark Alliance a tournament we're going to have in-house, and just things like that. I think it's just from my experience, it's the best way to play the game.
Yeah, I kind of agree.
Well, I loved your video on the Plex.
Oh yeah,
and
yeah.
Yeah, and I think you're spot on. Only thing I would add to it, and it's obviously a recent development, but anytime you give away free ISK, free money in the game, this 500 million a week up to that you can get in bounty rewards, which I've been able to capitalize the last couple of weeks. This is going to put a lot of pressure on the Plex market, and I believe you're going to see Plex hit 3.5 to 4 million a piece. Probably in the next 4 months or so, because it's just, what else are people going to spend it on? I mean, you're starting to see the pressure on the Plex now. People can afford to pay more because they have this influx of ISK that they didn't really earn. I mean, they kind of did, but not really.
Yeah.
I don't know why the devs are deciding to do this, to be frankly honest. I'm sure their intentions are good, but basic economy, economics dictates that when you do things like this, it creates inflation.
It sure does.
We're seeing it in the U.S. and in the real world in the U.S. right now. We've had all these free money given to people to help through the pandemic, and there's obviously other factors that push on it as well. But we see record inflation, and we're going to see some of the same things in the game. You just can't give away 2 billion ISK a month for really kind of nothing and not expect it to have an impact.
It's a solution to a problem that we need to solve, instead of just having like an easy solution with just, well, we have a problem here, so if you get this is better, instead of just fixing the foundation of it. So yeah, I don't know.
Well, Splinter. It's funny you brought up Splinter, because Splinter and I talked about this, and he thought it was a way to reward the folks that are ratting in nullsec to be able to compete and beat the high-sec islands, because you can't really, the ticks doing these missions aren't anywhere near as good as they are when you're doing some of the the bigger ANAMs in nullsec. So he believes they may have done it to compete with the high-sec islands, which may be the case. It's definitely a valid viewpoint.
Might be, yeah.
I just don't think it's a good idea.
No, exactly. I mean, why not lower the money instead of raising the money, When we're raising the money, then new players will have even harder. So yeah. In my video, by the way, if you haven't seen it, anyone who's listening to this, watch my video first and you understand what we're talking about. Like it's the issue with the Plex, basically, like how the game runs and how we can see it in Plex, why it doesn't work, or why the Plex moves in a way that it shouldn't in this situation.
Definitely watch it, because the impact on the newer players is going to be real, and that's one of the things I like that you pointed out, is how it's going to affect newer players coming to the game negatively, which is a shame, because we all want new players, right? And we want the game to be as healthy as possible and with as many players as possible. But this kind of hurts that to a certain degree, and it's a shame. Unintentional, but it still affects new players regardless.
Oh yeah, it does. So talking about EVE Online for a second. I
haven't played that since 2010, so I peek on it. I peek at it from time to time. I still have an account from 2010 that I'll log in, a couple times a year just to see what's going on. But it's a PC only game, and I really, like I said, as much as I loved playing the game, I really, really, truly did, and had some phenomenal people, and the community was great, and the CCP was great. The way they managed the game, obviously they've done well. We're still talking about the game 19 years later.
We do, and I think like this game is gonna keep going. Like EVE Online is gonna keep going 10 more years. They upgrading everything, and it doesn't seem to stop. I mean, people always talking about, the game is dying. But in reality, I'm actually making a video, not to promote myself, but I'm actually making a video now about how many people we actually need in EVE Echoes compared to EVE Online. The game can't have too many players. Just imagine if 5 million, there was 5 million pre-registered players in EVE Echoes when it started, on launch. Just imagine 1 million players today. You would not have any freedom. You would not have any belts. You would not have... I mean, Yita would have been a problem. Don't talk about the black screens. I mean, it would have been unplayable.
Yeah, I mean, it would have forced them to open the drone lands a lot sooner.
Hell yeah, and wormholes.
I mean, they would have had to.
Yeah.
And wormholes and all those things. I think it
wouldn't help with 1 million players, but
no, you couldn't have had the battles that we have had. Nobody would have been able to play with them.
No. As I say, that video is gonna show the real issue we would have had. So, but by the way, are your kids still playing EVE Echoes? Is he playing?
No, unfortunately. He played for about 3 months and just decided it wasn't for him. So, I've taken over his account, and not that I needed another one, 5 accounts is plenty. So, it's pretty much a sign all and a minor at this point.
Yeah.
But no, he really has fallen in love with Rust.
Rust.
Shooter. And I tried. It's funny that you asked, because I actually downloaded Rust and bought the game over the weekend. I just couldn't play it. It was making me nauseous because
I get
your first because you're in first person. I kept asking him, hey, can I change this point of view, because it's killing me, I'm getting nauseous. And he's like, no, you can't. I'm like, well, that stinks, because I can't. I just can't play it.
Did you and me both?
He loves it.
There was another game, I can't remember what it was called, that I tried, and I was like, I had to stop playing after 40 minutes, because I almost had to puke, because I was really getting sick. I don't know what it is, if we're getting old, I don't know.
That's what I'm thinking. I don't recall having these issues when I was younger, but I tried to play Call of Duty about a year ago. I don't know why, but I tried, and same thing. I was getting dizzy and nauseous, and I couldn't, I just couldn't figure it out. I'm like, man, getting old is terrible.
Oh yeah, it does. Yeah, it does.
That's right. And congratulations to you. You just crossed a big milestone within the last week or so, crossing over 1,500 subs. That's awesome.
I did. Yeah.
That's fantastic. Congratulations, man. That's a lot. It's a lot of hard work, and I was surprised to notice, because I know you created your channel after mine, but you've got 500 videos. Did I read that right?
Yeah,
that is insane.
So.
I mean, that's like content overdrive. You know?
I know.
What I mean?
Yeah, and it's I don't know. So this is how I work. I kind of, when I set my mind in to do something, I kind of just like when I started the channel, and I let's say for 3-4 months into the YouTube, I felt like, how am I supposed to come up with videos? There's only so much you can do, right? And that's kind of what went around in my head. And every week I just had a new idea every day. And I was like, this is not gonna work. I have to stop this and maybe just put the videos on hold and put it out once a week, because I'm gonna run out of ideas. And now a bit over a year, I don't know. Sometimes I take a break and I just do a let's play video. for like a week.
Mhm. Yep.
And then it's like I can't do that anymore. I need to put out all these ideas or all my thoughts, and I don't know, it just doesn't end. I don't know what, like, I don't get it.
Well, you're a true artist in the sense of the word, right? So you're constantly thinking of the next thing, and that's, you know, my mind works like that to a certain degree. It kind of goes in spurts where I have something in my mind, and then it snowballs, and I have to work it.
Yeah.
You know, like for Lost Ark, I did 18 videos in 30 days, which was a lot for me. I've never put out videos on that kind of a pace. I usually try to do at least once a week, maybe two if something comes up worth talking about. And in a lot of it's because I know how long they take, at least how long they take me to edit the thumbnail creation, which is like, sometimes lately I was actually doing the thumbnail first because I thought it would take me longer to do the thumbnail than the actual video editing. You know, I've gotten pretty comfortable by now. After 100 videos of knowing how I want to edit it to a certain degree. It doesn't mean I don't learn things. I've found a couple little tips and tricks over the last couple months that I wasn't doing before that feels like it makes the videos easier to watch. But yeah, I get it. You have all these thoughts going through your mind, and you want to put them, you know, you want to implement them, and the desire can be overwhelming sometimes.
I don't know. It's weird. It's a little bit weird, I must say. But you were talking about subscribers, and subscribers. Like we're going away from Eve Echoes all the time, but I think it's so interesting to talking about how your channel is moving, and of course how my channel is moving, and just like subscribing, like a subscriber. It's very hard to get a subscriber. I mean, I've been thinking about that so many times. Like, why is people subscribing to me? I mean, they can watch it without subscribing, right? And I was thinking, like, how many do I subscribe to? I got 2 accounts, so I have one where I kind of subscribe to everyone that, like, whatever it is, and I have this account where I subscribe to pretty much channels that is like this channel. But on my other channel, sure, I have, like, I'm subscribed to 100 channels maybe. And I mean, that is so much. And for me to actually subscribe to someone, I mean, I can watch a video like from one guy like 5 times, and maybe even a second video he's made, and I'll be like, shit, these videos are amazing, and this guy is great, and I still don't put like subscribe to him because he doesn't get to me, right? Something is like, you know, I have him in the history, so I can just go back and listen to it again. Why didn't I subscribe to him, right? And until I started this YouTube myself, I was like, how am I supposed to get subscribers? I mean, it's a lot of, like, it's hard to actually get a subscriber. Like, none of my family is subscribed. I think one of my friends is subscribed. It's
I don't think none of my friends know I do this, really. I don't. This is just kind of my own thing, and my mom actually found out about it. I don't know why it came up. It came up, so she may or may not be subscribed. Hopefully, she is. But this is just, you know, I don't tell my coworkers. This is just something that I do for me. My kids know.
Yeah.
Other than that, I don't think really anybody else knows, and I'm fine with that. Like, it, you know, I enjoy making the videos. I really enjoy the editing process, believe it or not. I didn't like it for a while, but I really do now because I started paying attention to just different, like Mr. Beast. I can't. What was his name? There's another guy. He's an editor, and he's edited some of the bigger Hillier Smith. And I was watching some of his videos and some of his techniques that he uses, and a few others, and I was like, well, you know, I should try that, and it really does make a difference. So, you know, we all learn at different stages, and you find something you didn't know before, and you try to implement it, but it's weird. I agree with you. I don't subscribe to everybody that I watch. I do for echoes and things like that I'm really passionate about. I will. I think I'm only on this channel subscribed to maybe 40, 45 people, but I'm I try to be a little bit more liberal because you can unclick the notification bell, right? So if you like their stuff, but you want to be blasted all the time because you're getting all these notifications, you can always uncheck it to where you can go check it, at your leisure. So there's an opportunity there. But at this point, one of the big hurdles was getting over 1,000. That does give you the opportunity at some point to be monetized, which is great. Outside of that, once there's really no other milestones outside of maybe I think they do it for like $250,000, $1 million, $500,000, something like that. But I think we all want our channels to continue to grow because it sort of validates that the work we're putting out is still relevant and still enjoyable and still good. And I think it's being a content creator only for Echoes is tricky, because I feel like either the algorithm's not friendly to us.
That might be it.
Or there's just not as many people playing. It's hard to say.
It sure is. But anyway, it's a great achievement to go over 1,000 subs. I am telling you. And I'm really happy for you. I mean, you were stuck at 800 for a long time. And I was like, man, you should really get over 1,000. And my channel got over 1,000. I was like, why is not your channel going up? So I'm very happy that I saw this maybe 3 days ago. I saw that you were over and I was like, what just happened? So, but that's of course the free carrier that you're going to give away on a Saturday, which I want to win. I've said that twice now.
That's all right. I get it. Mental note.
Yeah. Okay, so
I think it's gonna be 10 a.m. my time. I'll put something out, and then probably by Wednesday, exactly what time the live stream will be.
Oh yeah, do that.
It'll be early enough to where folks in the EU and further east of there will have a legitimate chance to watch live if they want to.
Yeah, but they don't have to be online to win it, right?
No.
Okay. Just so you guys know.
That wouldn't be fair.
That wouldn't be fair. So the war games, you actually play the war games. Like, do you play it still? Because you played war games a lot on Eve Echoes.
I don't play it anymore. It just got to be kind of, I did it for 2 or 3 months straight, pretty consistently for the most part. And once you see the taste of the next level, where you could bring your own ship and your own fits and stuff, it made the other version not seem as good. So, and they made me feel like it was good. The new mode is going to be out really soon. I mean, like within 30 days. So I figured, well, I'll stop streaming it for now because maybe next month it'll be out. And as you see, it's been like 3 months.
Yeah.
And it's getting, I'm frustrated like everybody else is because I really enjoyed it. I loved teaming up with some of my friends and some of the people that were watching, and be able to go, battle each other was super, super fun. It's really the only way you can live stream Echoes that I see where you're actually getting guaranteed content. And I'm hoping they're going to release the new DIR mode soon, because I think it's going to be fantastic if they do it based on class of ship. If they did it the way they released it, it's going to be good. Yeah, they have to. And if they do that, that's going to be the majority of my gameplay. I'll be playing that because it's PvP on demand.
Yeah, it is.
Who doesn't want that?
Yeah, I agree. I would play more, but I just have not had time. I do my marketing and I do my videos. And as I say, I got so much ideas. I don't actually have time to sit down and play, but I kind of feel that I might take me some time to do some more PvP here in the future. But I kind of want to see how the industry update is gonna go, because if this update is not gonna go well, then the game is gonna be in a problem, because then we have half a year of nothing good. And I'm kind of nervous about it, but what do you think? What are your thoughts about the industry update?
Well, it doesn't really feel like an industry update as much as it feels like a mining update. I agree with you saying, like, we don't really need capital ships at this point. I, I, I would have been fine with bringing out the Black Ops ships before the
Oh yeah.
Capitals. I would have preferred it.
Yeah.
Those were one of the best times I've ever had in EVE Online was playing with the Black Ops ships. And for those that don't know, it's basically a battleship that sort of acts like a Titan, where it can bridge. It can link up to a Sino, and it can bridge, and you can take a fleet with you, which is really, really, really fun, as you know, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I was really hoping for that. The
And
fact that they brought out carriers, yeah. It's an amazing class of ship, but I don't feel like this update's going to be. I mean, I'd have to go read through it again, but I'm pretty sure it's really more focused on mining, and I don't think mining needs help. And if they're going to bring in these capital-sized mining ships, then the belts have to be either bigger or more dense or otherwise the belts are just going to evaporate in 5 minutes. I just don't understand their thought processes on some of these things. I think their heart is in the right place, but I just don't feel like they have the experience and know the EVE Online game that this is based on well enough to make these to implement these changes correctly.
Yeah, they should be listening to you guys, the CC, and as you say, I mean, I got a Covetor too, and I can't remember, is it 30,000 M3 or something like that? And I mean, if I go into a belt like a cluster belt, I got 91% full, and then it's gone. And now we get the Orca for high sec, and it's got 150 M3, which is what, like,
oh my god,
are you seriously going to buy the Orca for like 5 or 6 billion just to mine 50% more, and you got 150 M3, which is probably 8 belts that you can't. I mean, you have to warp between belts. Like you have to eat up everything in the system for one load, right? So unless they really juice up every mineral field, like more mineral belts, more like denser mineral belts, as you say, this ship that differs between the Covetor in terms that the Covetor, you can just warp in, you can AFK, you can just click on like strip mining everything. And here you have to you use drones, right? So you will warp in and you will have to target every mineral, like every ore, and the drones will eat that up, and then you will warp to next belt, and you will have to target everything again. I mean, even if you mine quicker and more, you're still gonna feel frustrated with that ship, in my opinion, unless they do something so you can fill that ship in one belt pretty much.
Yeah, we don't need more minerals.
Oh no.
I feel like there's plenty of minerals out there. The problem is ISK
the problem
generation.
is ISK, yeah.
And it comes with building things, like the amount of ISK required to build anything of decent, battleship on up. It requires so much ISK in relation to the minerals, and bringing more minerals into the game really isn't going to help all that much. And I feel like we have enough minerals as it is, so it's just going to make the value of minerals go down even further.
It might.
I just don't feel like. I don't think it's going to be a great update. I wouldn't, I've come to expect, and this last event we had was phenomenal.
Oh yeah.
And
yeah, it was nice.
It was just awesome. But the funny thing was, the reason why it was so good had nothing to do with the event. It's because of that event space where you can go in and test out your gear and test out, battleships and carriers and all that stuff without fear of losing it. You can get a really good idea of what it can do and what it can't do. So I've stopped paying attention to these events that they have, because they're typically not very good. And that's why I missed this one by a few days, getting to practice at the start of it, because I just assumed it was another bad event. I think most people that I've talked to feel that way. They don't pay attention to the events and those things anymore. They're just enjoying the game for what they enjoy, And if they happen to come out with something good, then great. But they're not expecting NetEase at this point to make any, ground-breaking update or anything like that, because they just haven't. They have a long history of really underwhelming the community, which is a shame. And for me, it's just when I play the game, I play it because I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying what we have, and that's it. I'm not putting any high hopes or expectations on the balance update that we had already, or the so-called mining industry one that we're getting in a couple weeks. I just don't have faith in them to really look at it from a player's perspective, what we believe we need versus what they think we need.
Okay, Big Skillet, you have to go. Thank you so much for this, and we have to do this again. And you take care. And I can't wait to see that smile on your face when you're giving away your carrier to me, of course.
Sheev, thanks for having me on again. It's been a long time, but I really appreciate you taking the time and talking with me. I could talk about Echoes or even EVE Online all day long. It's such an easy conversation when you're talking about something you really, really love to play. So I appreciate that. Congratulations on your 1,500 subs. That's awesome. Keep putting out the good work, and we'll talk with you soon.
We will do. Have an amazing day. Take care, man.
You too. All right. Thanks, man. I really appreciate it.
Bye-bye.
Bye.